I want to talk more about what's going on in Cyprus. Europe is basically telling that small island country, if you want to get bailed out, everybody with money in a bank has got to pay up. A tax on bank deposits. Could the same thing happen here? All right, Judge Andrew Napolitano is here in New York City with us. Let's go with the big issue first of all.
Right.
Could it happen here? Could Congress pass a law and the president sign it that says your bank account is going to be taxed 5% or whatever? They could do that, couldn't they?
Yes, they could.
Nothing to stop them.
Yes, they could, because the people who have more than $100,000 in the bank are targets.
Yep.
For any government that's looking for money to shore up its own inability to manage its finances.
Well, in the case of Cyprus, it's people with any money in the bank. You're going to have $10 and they're going to tax it.
Correct. So the deposits are guaranteed. The deposits are insured, so that when you put a dollar or a euro in the bank, you're going to get the dollar or the euro back. But not in Cyprus.
They've breached that principle.
Correct. Apparently they will breach the principle because they, just like the American Congress, think they can write any law and regulate any behavior and change any law. They don't abide basic principles. We promised you you'd get your money back. Oh, but we decided to change the promise because we couldn't manage the government. And the only way we can shore up our own inability to manage the government is to steal the 6 or 7 or 9% of your savings.
Look, I don't think it's ever going to happen here. I'll say flat out, I don't think it's going to happen here. The worry is that over there's going to be a run on the banks in Cyprus, and other heavily indebted countries like Spain and Italy will also have a run on the banks.
You informed me that the banks are closed at the moment.
They are in Cyprus, yes.
Stuff came up in Cyprus over the weekend. What happens when the banks open? Is it he who gets there first gets the cash? Because you know that they don't have cash in the bank equivalent to all the deposits that have been made there.
Well, Charles
that would be inconceivable.
True, but Charles has told us earlier that the authorities in Europe will stand behind the banks in Cyprus and ship in a ton of money.
But by the way, guys, I'm sure they'll also put some sort of limits on what you can actually take out, perhaps, you know. I mean,
at any one time, maybe.
But at this point, it's already out of the bag, Judge. They can't back down. The official vote's coming tomorrow, but they can't back down because there's going to be a run in the bank either way.
If the Parliament of Cyprus basically says to those socialists in Brussels, go take a hike. We're sorry we joined the EU. We're not going along with this.
Well, then they really would have a banking collapse.
Right. The banks would collapse. They do not get the bailout money, which is the reason for this tax on the bank deposits. And they essentially, their banking system collapses and they leave the euro. They go back to whatever currency they had before the euro.
Do you even grasp how smart the British government and the British people were? He's going to love this. Well, stay out of the euro.
Yes.
And if you're in, get out.
I think what's happening in Cyprus is another step towards the breakup of the euro as we know it.
I think
that's
so.
What I think.
I think so. Isn't there some political party starting in Berlin, of all places, to get Germany out of the euro because they're funding so much of this?
Why should the Germans keep on paying for everybody else who's so deeply in debt?
I really don't know how anybody other than a socialist could give an answer to that.
Which politician can win election in Germany saying, yes, we will provide our money for everybody
What happens
else?
if the government in Cyprus goes along with this and the people throw the government in Cyprus out? It's a parliamentary system.
I think the euro's days are numbered. Can I sum it up like that?
Yes.
You would agree with that?
Yes, yes. Philip, he's so smart!